Yes, in the newspaper, yes, I did quote the fact that the Florida case basically enforced our position. If you go through the whole thing, if you read the Attorney General's opinion, it says it depends on the circumstance of the appointment. If the appointment decision made during the Port Commission's term, then he or she is ineligible for appointment. This result is based on common law public policy. What's common law? Common law is decisions that are made by a series of judges or other other basic general opinions that have produced, I guess, what they call common law. And it's not any legislation that was enacted by any legislator. I mean, it's just common law. It's things that have always been done this way. So to take his opinion, he provides this opinion. He says he doesn't think it's all legal to do what we did. But then he also provides the information for us to look at the Florida case, which I quoted. And in the Florida case, they didn't recognize common law. They basically said there's no prohibition against appointing bodies, appointing its own members. And so they're kind of reinforcing what we said. Then the Attorney General also makes the point too. He says it appears that the law is unclear, and then to clear this thing up, perhaps additional legislation.
It does not say that. In fact, it does not say that the law is unclear.
Well, he makes the point that perhaps additional legislation should be made to clarify this point. Now I'll have to go back and see where that was. There was a couple of different places. Okay, it says, these circumstances illustrate the context of the question, but we direct our analysis to the legal questions that you pose as a general matter to assist you in determining whether new legislation is warranted. And so that's probably the best thing we can do, I think, is decide that, yes, new legislation is warranted, and whether the legislature comes out with rules that says a sitting commissioner can appoint himself or not appoint himself, that would be up to the legislature. And so that would really clarify that which we did, whether we could or not do it. Because there's nothing written that says we could not do it. And we looked everything over, and the Attorney General, he basically states, and as you pointed out, this is an informal opinion. It's not anything that basically is that we need to enforce. And he also stated somewhere in here, let me look at that. I guess I should have highlighted that section. But twice now he mentioned that there's also been, oh, here it is, right. There has also been, however, no developments in Washington law that would lead us to alter our conclusion that the Washington courts would follow this principle if presented with this issue. And what they're saying there is there's nothing in Washington law that says that.
Excuse me, Tony, he's actually referring to the Florida law there,
right.
The passage you read, which is discounting the Florida
that
law.
was before that.
No, it's not, regarding how it influences this case.
As was the case when we issued the prior opinions, no Washington case or statute appears to directly address this issue. There have also been, however, no developments in Washington law that would lead us to alter our conclusion that Washington courts would follow this principle if presented with the issue. So what they're saying is basically there's no court case or anything that says that they would follow their opinion if it was presented to a court.
Yeah, I think it's.
It says exactly the opposite of that, Tony, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay,
It's not really okay.
yeah.
No, it's not okay.
Well, I guess that's a decision. Well, I guess we can address that or have a drink. Well, and looking over this thing, I don't think the Attorney General says he thinks what we did was illegal. And we have other things supporting, he also supports our position too by citing that Florida case. And I guess the question, what he thinks we should do is to have push for additional legislation to make it clear as to whether this can be done or not be done this thing. Where do we go from here? I think, who's to say? Where do we go from here?
You posing that to us, that question?
No, I'm not posing that
Oh,
to
okay.
the general public. I'm just making that comment. I think, I don't think I have anything more to say. Now, basically, as I said, common law is just developed by judges and decisions and courts and some of the tribunals rather than through legislative statutes and executive branch action. And that's what the common law is.
Which is what the entire law system of England, the United
Well, yes,
States,
they
and the
base
Western
their, yes,
world
right,
are
they
based
base our
on.
common law, yes.
Yes.
But no, but there's, most of the law is based on the Constitution and additional laws that have been brought down from court cases, whether it's Supreme Court or whatever, in other legislative action that's, they set the laws before everyone. Well, I have no more on that. I don't, would you like to comment, or would you like to, your turn, would you like to make some comments?
I don't think it's
Actually,
actually his place to make a comment at this point.
Well,
It's
just a
some
minute,
commissioner
no,
comment.
I can ask.
I was simply gonna say that as a point of order, the commissioners are done at this point.
Right.
We should move on.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Okay, consent agenda items.